This is the Peace Memorial at Gettysburg. We've just started the tour. Give you an idea. Flame burns constantly at the top. We have field pieces sitting on both sides. Two of these field pieces, I believe it's these two on my right where I'm panning to, it's the only two brought from England that are breech loaders. They had a range of 5 miles and they did a considerable amount of damage on the first day of battle. This is overlooking part of the battlefield, standing behind the two breech loaders. Right out there, doesn't exist anymore, but was the cutout for the railroad. Confederates tried sneaking several hundred men through that area. The Union spotted them and they were caught in a crossfire. Battle raged for less than an hour, and most of the 500 were killed or wounded or taken prisoner, including a Confederate general.
In front of us, you have a pretty good view of Pennsylvania College. And if you look closely, you can see a few regiments of Union soldiers and artillery coming out this way. They're expecting a flanking move. As they take up their position along the road there, the Union line will fan out east of us. Eventually, it's going to stretch out about 1.5 miles east. So you see the Union line is going to form a big crescent. And in about 2 hours, this whole crescent from north of town to west of town is going to be ablaze with the battle. Way to your left, that's northeast, comes another division of Confederates. They're coming from York, and they're commanded by General Jubal Early. Coming to meet that
and the Union Army is in full retreat. They pour now the exhausted, the maimed, the dying through the streets of this small town. There are a few skirmishes in the streets, limited house-to-house fighting. Here and there a sniper picks at the retreating soldiers.
Hey, Pete, he's in that house over there. The one with the white shutters, reloading. My arm's bad. I can't get it. Boy, I can't.
routine functions. General Heath would send out a line of infantry, bring up several cannon, blast the cavalry off the ridge, and march into the town of Gettysburg. Cavalry was not supposed to make a stand against infantry. Buford's routine functions this morning consisted of having his men dismount and one man take his and 3 other horses to the rear. This left 3 men out of 4 to do battle. The reason for this routine was the fact that a man on horseback was too good a target for infantry rifles. Which is from Culp's Hill, then in about a quarter of a mile, it swings due south 2 miles.
Cemetery Ridge.
We will visit Culp's Hill area shortly. When you look at it on a map, it looks like a big capital J, or to be more exact, a big fishhook. Culp's Hill is the barb or point, then the bend, and a 2-mile stretch is the shank. The Confederates are camped north, east, and west of town. The Union has good position on the hills. That area is where a Confederate general got his reputation ruined and where a lot of people believe the Confederates lost the war. Here's what happened. Did you notice the name Jackson hasn't been mentioned today? Stonewall Jackson was killed about 2 months ago. Lee felt his loss severely. Lee and Jackson were as close as two soldiers can be. They were close friends, and in battle, they fought as one man. Lee got used to giving orders that allowed a man like Jackson to use his own initiative. In other words, the orders were vague. Now, and like Jackson to use his own initiative. In other words, the orders were vague. Now, that's fine when you're giving orders to a man like Stonewall. But it's risky when giving it to a man like Richard Ewell, who needed to have specific orders, and who is now commanding Stonewall's corps. The order I'm talking about went like this. If you think it practical, you may take Cemetery Hill. Now, if Lee had said, take Cemetery Hill, he probably would have. But Lee said, if. And so, Ewell hesitated. Now, General Ewell had a lot on his mind.
This is Hill's Corps. Entrenched all in here. 16 and 20 pounders. Here we are at Cemetery Ridge. This is where the Union stormed the Confederate lines. Heavy casualties was inflicted on the Union coming up these hills to the stone wall, which, as you can see, is row after row of in-place cannons. It stretches for about 2 miles. The whole line was assaulted simultaneously.
Side of Culp's Hill. Well, as it turns out, what was on the other side of that hill were just a few tired and disorganized Union troops. And taking the hill would have been a cinch. The Battle of Gettysburg could have been over the first day. Conjecture. Do you agree or disagree? The retreat of the Union forces also left this high ground, Seminary Ridge, our current location, vacated, and the Confederates made good use of it as a staging area. Soon on our left, you will see a statue of General Robert E. Lee on his famous horse Traveler. This statue has just been splendidly refurbished. When able, park in one of the provided spaces and view this fine work of art. Also, you will be able to see.
This is the main battlefield. Back to the statue at Lee. Once again, look at Picketts Charge. Where was his objective? Right there, that clump of trees where that monument is. There's the famous house. I'm standing right on the neck of what is referred to as the Fishhook. There's still row after row after row of cannons. All of this is Confederate, facing the Union. This is the Mississippi Monument. Fallen comrade being guarded over by fellow soldier.
They were ordered.
Okay, that's Devil's Den. We're standing on Little Round Top. To the left is Big Round Top. Both these hills was hotly contested by both sides. Hi.
Swing around the other way before you.
This is Cemetery Ridge. From that monument, Pickett made his charge. He marched across that field at the beat of the drum. 10,000 Union soldiers fell. Confederate soldiers fell. The stone wall the Union riflemen held, coming to hand-to-hand combat where this statue stands. Out of the 50,000 that entered the field, 150 breached the wall, fought their way gallantry up to the cannons, to this point where they were cut down. The Battle of Gettysburg was over. Pickett's troops retreated. The engagement was over. This is as far as they made it. Facing these cannons, point blank range. in here, where the Battle of Gettysburg ended.